The Avengers. That's what we call ourselves. Earth's mightiest heroes.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
Alright, so we're looking at Black Cat number 1, Legacy number 13. This is King in Black. And this is actually a really amazing comic. So one of the coolest parts about this comic is just the artwork in it. All of the artwork is amazing. And the fact that Queen in Black is the title of this 5-part series of Black Cat shows us how important she's going to play a role, because obviously she's the Queen in Black to the King in Black. So it's very interesting. Are they going to play off that? Is Felicia going to go to the side of Null and be part of his army, or is she going to pull off the greatest heist of the King in Black saga, the greatest heist of her life? Let's find out. So we start off and she's trying to basically use her team to create this, or sorry, not create, to steal this target. And they don't really mention what she's stealing, and it doesn't really matter, because that's not the heist that we're getting at. While she's trying to steal this, and while she's trying to basically undercut the people who are working for her, everything just goes to SHIT. And we get to 12:37 a.m. The Avengers' defense of the Earth fails. The King in Black descends. And she sees all of it happen in the matter of seconds. Deep below Manhattan, as she's fighting to try to steal something, she gets completely blasted away. And of course, she's always joking around. She says, obviously, there's an evacuation order for New York. There's always an evacuation order. It's like a fire drill. You stop asking the question, what if the Avengers don't stop the oncoming onslaught? And then we see Black Cat, Felicia, coming to the side of Captain America, talking about how she just hates America, but standing next to him, seeing him do his work, we see this amazing character formation, and she's almost trying to realize why people are fighting for what she can't believe in. And that's the amazing part about this, is we see some really cool character development in this story. So obviously Black Cat is fighting alongside the Avengers right now, and it's very hard to tell always if she's fighting for herself, fighting to steal something, fighting to get on the right track. And she mentions earlier in this book, no one messes up my job. They either end up with a black eye or a bloody nose, and she's saying that she's going to give that to Null. Let's see if she can, I guess. We also see this little cameo of Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange is not just a cameo now. Black Cat starts talking about him. Look at him, the power, wait. Probably best he doesn't notice me, as I robbed him recently. Twice. Wait. No, that's not right. So we see Doctor Strange starting to be taken over, and the symbiote getting to him, and that force field that he created covered in symbiote fluid, and just lightning coming off of it, everything going completely wrong. And she's saying they can't beat him. They can't. They can. And it's really amazing, because not only do you see her standing there, but you also see all the fluid of symbiotes that's kind of dripping off of her claws from the fight that she's been in, which is actually rather amazing. Like I said, the artwork in this is phenomenal. So she kind of goes back to King in Black number 1, where the devil himself appeared. A god of light came to our aid and was torn apart. Obviously talking about Sentry being ripped apart by Null, and Null absorbing the void. And then the heroes who were supposed to stop Null completely being taken over by symbiotes. And then she cuts to this scene where she gets away. She's talking to this man right here. at Alchemax, and she calls him Dr. Steve, and Dr. Steve is a friend of Eddie Brock's, and she's saying that Eddie Brock is basically Venom, that it's not. She's basically saying this whole line of, well, you're Venom's best friend, like, you could help more than anyone, right? So and obviously he talks to her and says, please catch me up. Are you a crime boss, a vigilante, a villain? Like, yeah, I'm having trouble keeping track. And she gets a little upset. He's obviously upset. And she tells him about his plan. She tells him about her plan. Her plan is to steal from Null. And of course, he's like, hold on a second. We are talking about the same Null who just descended from the sky, right? That god of symbiotes, King in Black, the King of the Abyss. Like, that's the same guy. And she's telling him, and she cuts back to when she's fighting alongside Cap, right before Cap gets sucked into the symbiote fluid and she escapes. And he says, you have to get him out of here. Forget about me. You need to get him out. You're a slippery, smart, born survivor. You're the only one who can do this. So at this stage of the game, when I started reading this, I'm thinking, okay, got to be talking about Dylan, right? That's an order. Fall back, regroup, then find a way to break him out. Still not mentioning his name. The world needs him more than us. And she says, like I said, we're not world beaters. We're cosmic Whoozits. Or we're not cosmic Whoozits. So, like I said, we're not world beaters. We're not cosmic Whoozits. That's why we're going to steal one. We're going to steal Doctor Strange. So obviously Doctor Strange has been taken over by the symbiote fluid. And, I mean, this is just, again, amazing artwork. More amazing artwork. I mean, she looks so BA in this. And don't miss Felicia's next heist. Black Cat #2 on sale January 20th, 2021. This is just an absolutely amazing piece of art. I want to frame this and put it up on my wall because that's how beautiful this cover is. But this is going to be so important. The fact that she's going to be able to steal the Sorcerer Supreme from Null, or at least that's her mission, is going to be very important as we move forward. So obviously, if you are just getting caught up with us, next up, the next video that you're going to see that follows up the Black Cat is Symbiote Spider-Man King in Black #2. We already put out our Immortal Hulk #1 video. That actually kind of came out with Black Cat #1, obviously on the same day. And depending on the checklist that you read, they're a little bit out of order. They come out on the same day, but sometimes they're a little bit in order. Immortal Hulk actually came out, actually was on top of this list at one point in a different book. But that's because they came out on the same day, probably. I don't understand it. I'm not going to try to understand it. With all that being said, I hope that you really enjoyed this book. Again, I picked it up as well as like 2 or 3 more covers of this because of the artwork in this book and because of the artwork on those covers. My wife picked up a beautiful Scotty Young cover of this, and King in Black has just been an amazing book for covers. An amazing saga for covers. This is the Scotty Young variant. Again, just wonderful artwork in these books. Can't complain. If you go to pick them up, go ahead. As always, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment on this video. Let me know, what do you think? Is she going to be successful? Are we going to see Doctor Strange come out of this because of Black Cat, or is it going to be something different? What hero do you think is going to save Doctor Strange? Will Black Cat succeed in her mission? Have a great one, everyone. Make sure that you are always keeping it casual.